Hello and welcome to another edition of Workforce Watercooler. I'm Leslie. Joining me as always, we have John and Brian. We all work for the South Central Workforce Development Board, and we are thrilled to have you with us today. Today's edition is all about our upcoming Workforce Summit, the Town Hall Tour. And we need employers to attend. That is one of our biggest goals for today. Why is it important employers attend? I'm going to fire that at you, John.
Because this is for you. Listen, we're as a workforce board, we've been very concerned all year about low labor force participation rates, and it seems to be declining and getting worse. And we talk to employers every day, and we're doing, we want to help solve this. And so we can't just complain about it. We got to do something about it. And it's not one single entity. It's not the workforce board that's going to fix this, or a chamber, or an industrial authority. Nobody's going to fix this by themselves. We have to roll up our sleeves together. And ultimately, we're trying to, we want to do this for our businesses and our employers. And so, let's get involved. We're asking for 4 hours out of your day to come have a really dynamic conversation and walk away with some good ideas, some interesting approaches that perhaps that you can take to help, to help increase workforce participation. And not just employers. This is geared for community leaders and influencers. It's geared for nonprofit organizations. It's geared for those that have, perhaps are involved in state legislation. Anybody that has any stake in workforce in our economy, we want to have there and to have a voice, and we can learn from each other. As I've kind of said all along, Leslie, I want people to walk away from this conference from this town hall summit with something they can do. Like, we can't just rest on our laurels and wait for the federal government to fix something. That communities that do that get left behind. Communities that figure out how to roll up their sleeves and work on their own problems are the ones that don't get left behind. And we're not going to get left behind. We're going to figure this out. So that's why we want employer engagement.
Very good.
I'm a little passionate about it, but
Brian, what are your thoughts? Why do we need specifically employers to come to one or more of these town hall events?
I kind of think of it like listening to my favorite music. So if you were to ride in a car with me and I'm not playing the radio, then I'm probably going to play the songs that I know, and I'm probably going to have them from a certain era, and I'm going to have on repeat those same ones. I don't buy new music very often, and if I do, it's from bands that I already like and that I already know. But on Pandora, they try to weave in bands and songs that sound similar, and I might be attracted to a new one and want to look them up. I think that's the same thing with kind of everyday workplace practices. We go to our greatest hits and we think they don't make them like they used to, and music isn't like it was back in my day, and things have changed, and I'm just going to stick with what I like. But we're hoping that we can expose you to some new hits, some new classics, and that these are going to go in your playlist as an employer for practices that you can put in motion. So I'm not going to DJ, and I'm not going to attempt to be a DJ at this thing, but I know, Leslie, you and I are planning on being MCs at it. We're just hoping to generate ideas. We're hoping that there's some takeaways, like John said, that are practical things that you'll want to include in your arsenal and that are getting results, that you'll hear about things that are getting results, or you'll get some promising practices, because that's what you always want to do professionally in professional development situations, is walk out with things that make you better, make you step outside and think outside of what you're doing. So those are good reasons, and we're going to try to keep it nice and tight and compact in 4 hours to deliver that to everybody.
Very, very good analogy. I am wondering, Brian and I carpooled together last week, and all I had was my Prince playlist going. So I don't know if that was like a little reference. Hey, Leslie, expand your playlist, but that is one case of they don't make them like they used to.
Absolutely.
Just one.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think is going to be the most unique about these town hall events is people will have the opportunity, especially when we're talking about employers, to interact with other employers in their county or neighboring counties. When do you have the chance to do that? When do you, as an employer or as an HR professional, when do you have the opportunity to sit down with other employers and talk about, hey, here is what's working for me as far as finding quality candidates. Here's something we're doing that is helping to retain good employees. You don't get chances like that very often. I know that webinars are becoming more and more popular, but this is a in-person exchange with with your neighbors. And this is a chance, just like John mentioned, to push up your sleeves and really get focused on building the workforce in your community. And that's something that I think employers absolutely need to address. It's very common to get so caught up in being busy with what you're doing that you miss opportunities that could help you be less busy, less frantic. It goes back to the whole, sharpen the saw. This is an opportunity to sharpen the saw, to get some new tools and help you get more quality employees, to help you retain those employees, and really build a better culture. And I'm not saying that, as an employer you have bad culture. We all can improve. So this is an opportunity to bring some new ideas to the table and discuss what's working and also what isn't working, because we're in crisis mode.
Yeah, Leslie, can I expand on that? I mean, that because yeah, I mean, this labor force, what's going on in the labor force right now is unprecedented. I mean, it's not just locally, nationally, and perhaps internationally. I mean, it is unprecedented. I don't think anybody's ever seen anything like this. And it's complex, and it's not. If it was easily solved, we would solve it. If bonuses and adding an extra dollar per hour solved it, it would be solved, right? Because everybody, there's been a lot of upward wage pressure. There's been bonuses. There's been that hasn't solved it. Throwing money at it is not solving it. So what is it? I mean, what? And I don't think it's any one thing. And I think that's what we're trying to get to with this town hall. We've had surveys, we've had focus groups all leading up to this, and we're going to present you some really some dynamic, interesting ideas on some of this. But we're going to continue to discuss it and refine it at this town hall, and perhaps come away with a better understanding of the challenges, what's working, what's not working. But it's not easily solved. It's not that if your mindset is I'm just gonna raise wages and throw a bonus out there. Well, guess what? Everybody's done that, and the problem's gotten worse. So it's not money, at least today. As of now, it's not money. So what is it? That's what we're going to try to work on. So we want your voice. I mean, we have to solve this together. I mean, this is an us thing. We have to solve it together. So we need you there.
And minimally, you should be meeting people that maybe you had heard of, or resource providers in your community that you might find out an employer that can bring some potential employees to bear, right? Like that might have day-to-day contact with people that they call clients, but for you, they might be a current employee or a future employee. And it'd be nice to, pair you guys together and make you aware of each other so that you can, not think about how to just have to do this in your HR department, but lean on the community supports that are available too.
Yeah. There's still large talent pools out there of people that want to work.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We see it every day. But there's barriers that have to be broken down and that, to get those folks into employment with get them paired up with employment. So all part of the discussion we're going to have.
And that's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to. In the past, our summit has been a one-day event held in Bowling Green, just because that seems to be a good central location. But in doing these town hall summits, originally that was as a response to COVID concerns, which are still there. But I think we're seeing that this type of setup, at least initially, it lends itself to better discussion and engagement, and it will be easier for everyone to participate because you're not in a room of 200 people. You're in a room of, say, 30. And we will be focusing specifically on the county or counties that we have listed for that day. So it's a more personalized, individual look at what's happening in your county, what's happening in the neighboring counties, and how can we specifically work in this area.
Right.
And it's not just us coming in and saying, hey, we have all the answers. We are facilitating discussion. And I think it will prove to be a very valuable one, especially for employers.
So how can people sign up, Leslie or John?
The easiest way, absolute easiest way, is to go to our website, which is southcentralworkforce.com, and click the tab that says Summit, and whatever county that your business or organization is located in, that's what you click, and it takes you straight to the registration page. And the cool thing is tickets are free. This does not cost anything. I've been to conferences that, oh my goodness, they're crazy high. This is free. This is a free event. But you do have to register in advance. Again, we have to keep the number low because of being able to space people appropriately and keep everyone safe. So you do have to register prior to attending, but tickets are free. I mean, how often can you say that?
So it's been alluded to, but this is going to be a very interactive 4 hours. And I've seen what Leslie and Brian have planned. It's going to be very interactive. And everybody's walking away with something, I promise you. So I get to be there. I get to make some opening remarks, and I get to sit back and enjoy the show. So I think it's gonna. I'm excited about it.
I am too. I think it is. I think it's going to be fun. I think it is going to be beneficial. I do not think it will be boring. The last thing we want is for people to sit there and be, bored to tears. That is not what we have planned. And, we're not, it's not going to be crazy or anything like that, but it's meant to be engaging and dynamic, fast paced, so we can get as much in as possible during that 4 hours.
Quick question. I can't remember, Leslie. Is Brian doing his interpretive dance either at the beginning or the end? Where is that?
Well, he actually has been working on 2 different ones.
We're still waiting to get confirmation our fog machine can be reserved, and I can make my mysterious entrance.
Yes.
I can't throw Brian off at all. I was trying to throw Brian off at all. He just rolls right with it.
All right. Well, if you haven't already, please reserve your spot. Tickets are going fast, fast, fast. The events are next week. We have summit set for October 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and we want to see you there. So southcentralworkforce.com, click the summit tab and get hooked up with a ticket. We don't want you to miss this event. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Sign up. That's an order.
See you guys next week.